In a land where the sky stretched endlessly, where mountains loomed like silent watchers of time, there lay a village divided. To the east, fields of emerald green, stretching endlessly, rich with crops and promise. To the west, a bustling marketplace, alive with the hum of trade, the scent of spices, the clinking of coins exchanging hands. And between them was the canyon, a deep, vast, unyielding scar in the earth. For generations, the villagers lived with it. To cross, they had to take the long way around, a 2-day journey over jagged cliffs and winding trails. For some, it was simply the way things were. For others, it was an inconvenience, but not worth questioning. And then, there was Adrian. Adrian had always been different. As a boy, he would stand at the edge of the canyon, staring at the other side. While others saw a divide, he saw a bridge. He imagined planks spanning the gap, pillars rising from the depths, villagers walking freely from one side to the other. And so, one day, when he was no longer a boy, but a young man, with calloused hands and an architect's heart, he stepped into the village square and made a declaration. "I will build a bridge." Silence. Then, laughter. One man shook his head. "The canyon is too wide." Another scoffed. "No one has ever done it. Why should you?" A third smirked. "Boy, stop dreaming. You'll waste your life on this." But Adrian only smiled and walked to the edge of the canyon. And there, beneath the scorching sun, he placed the first stone. At first, he was alone. The villagers watched from a distance, shaking their heads. He'll quit. He'll fail. He'll learn soon enough. But day after day, Adrian worked. He measured. He sketched. He gathered stones from the riverbanks, each one carried on his back, up the steep slopes, to the place where his vision would stand. His hands bled, his muscles ached, but he did not stop. Weeks turned to months, and slowly, the foundation began to rise. The laughter faded. "Now," they whispered, "perhaps he is serious. Perhaps he will do it." But then, the storm came. It started as a whisper of wind, curling through the canyon. Then, the clouds thickened. The sky darkened. The first drop of rain struck the dust. Then another. Then, chaos. Lightning split the heavens. Wind howled through the canyon like a beast awakened. The river below roared with fury as the rain crashed down. Adrian lay awake in his small tent, praying that his bridge, his dream, would survive the night. But by morning, half of his work was gone. Adrian ran to the site, his breath heavy, his heart sinking. Wood shattered, stones washed away, all around him. Pieces of his dream lay in ruins. Behind him, the villagers gathered. They stood, silent at first. Then, they spoke. "We told him. What a waste of time. Maybe now he will stop." Adrian stood among the wreckage, his hands clenched into fists, his chest tightened. Had they been right all along? Was he a fool? Had he wasted all this time? He felt the weight of doubt pressing against him, heavier than any stone he had carried. And then, a voice. "Are you the one building the bridge?" Adrian turned. An old traveler stood before him. His cloak was tattered from the wind, but his eyes held something different, something ancient. Adrian nodded. Though his confidence wavered, the old man smiled. "Then you are closer to success than anyone else." Adrian frowned. "But it's broken. Half of it is gone." The traveler's voice was gentle. "You have two choices. Quit, and your failure is certain. Or rebuild, and your success is only a matter of time." Adrian looked at what remained. Not all was lost. The foundation still stood. And as long as something remained, he had not truly failed. That evening, he picked up a stone and began again. This time, things were different. Some villagers, moved by his persistence, offered their help. The blacksmith forged iron bolts. The woodworkers crafted stronger beams. The farmers brought food so Adrian wouldn't have to stop. And so, the bridge rose again, stronger, wider, higher, and one morning, after 3 years of relentless effort, it was done. The bridge stretched across the canyon, connecting what was once divided. The villagers stood in awe. A journey that once took 2 days, now took 2 minutes. Adrian stood at the center, looking at what once seemed impossible. He had not just built a bridge of stone, but a bridge of belief, a bridge of perseverance, a bridge of unity. Years later, travelers from across the land came to see the legendary bridge. People no longer mocked Adrian. They spoke of his vision, his strength, his refusal to quit. An elder once asked him, "What if you had quit after the storm?" Adrian smiled, resting his hand on the sturdy wood beneath him. "Then I would have proven my doubters right. But because I continued, I proved myself right." Great things take time. Failures are only steps toward success, and quitting is the only way to ensure failure. The bridge stood for generations, a reminder that you only fail if you stop trying.